Carl, be careful over there. Thanks very much. Let's get to reaction to what's going on. Joining us here in Jerusalem is Israel's Minister of Intelligence, Yuval Shteyniץ. Minister, thanks very much for joining in. What would it take, and you're a member of the cabinet, you know what's going on, what would it take for Israel to accept a ceasefire with Hamas right now?
Look, Wolf, we accepted already 4 ceasefire. One was the Egyptian proposal, we adopted it. We implemented it, it was violated by Hamas. And then 3 humanitarian ceasefire, all were violated by Hamas. So next time we will be very cautious and careful before we consider another proposal. Meanwhile, we have to defend our people. They leave us with no alternative. They are launching hundreds of rockets every day to our cities and towns. And like any country, like any democratic government, we have to protect our people and to fight and to strike back.
Because you know Israel is going to come under increasing international pressure, not only from the UN, the Europeans, but even from the United States, from the Obama administration, to accept some sort of ceasefire. How much longer do you think Israel can go on without a ceasefire?
Well, you know, if they're shooting at you, if they're attacking you, if they're accumulating thousands and thousands of rockets in an area that was supposed to be totally demilitarized. Let's not forget, Wolf, you know, people tend to forget. Israel withdrew from Gaza and under clear Palestinian commitments that Gaza will remain demilitarized forever, come what may. Instead, thousands and thousands of rockets were smuggled into Gaza, mainly from Iran, also from other sources, and now they are launching hundreds of rockets each day to our cities. We will fight back, we strike back. We have no other alternative but to try to destroy the Hamas military infrastructure and to try to minimize collateral damage to civilians in Gaza.
You want to demilitarize Gaza. Can that be achieved diplomatically, politically, or only militarily?
Look, I hope it will be achieved diplomatically. It will be achieved either militarily, if we will have to capture Gaza, if it will be necessary in order to demilitarize it.
When you say capture Gaza, you mean reoccupy Gaza?
For some time, yeah, for some time.
Is that possible that you would go that far?
This is one option that we examine, that we will have to examine if there is no other alternative. I still hope that there will be a diplomatic solution. But let's not forget, this is the core of the problem in Gaza. People should ask themselves why in Nablus or Ramallah people can go to work even in Israel. Why we have to put those restrictions around Gaza? Only for one reason. Because terrorist organization, fanatic, barbaric, terrorist organization like Hamas and Islamic Jihad has accumulated thousands of rockets. If Gaza would remain demilitarized like Nablus, there would be no war now around Gaza. Israelis would not suffer from terrorist attacks. Palestinians in Gaza would not suffer from this unnecessary violence.
Let's go through some specifics. You're the Minister of Intelligence, so you know what Israel's intelligence community believes right now. How close is Israel to destroying, eliminating the tunnels that go from Gaza into Israel?
We already discovered 31 terror tunnels leading from Gaza underground into Israel. Some of them have been used. Even yesterday we had some casualties. There were some incursions. We destroyed approximately half of them by now, 15 out of 31, and we have to destroy the rest of them.
How many more are there, besides the 31 that you discovered?
Probably there are some more. We are looking, searching to see if there are some more. We will do our utmost to destroy those incursion tunnels. No country will tolerate, would accept tunnels, underground tunnels leading to its territory, and believe me, Wolf, they didn't build the tunnels to grow mushrooms. We know very well what is the purpose of those tunnels.
How many rockets and missiles does Hamas still have?
It's difficult to say, but we estimate they had 10,000 at the beginning of this round of violence when they start launching rockets in Israel. Now we destroyed many of them, several thousand. They have used already, they have launched already 2,600 rockets into Israel. We assume they have been, now they have a stockpile of 3,000. This is too much still, because there was supposed to be no rocket whatsoever in Gaza, but this is a reality. This is the situation.
We know that Israeli strikes blew up the finance ministry in Gaza City last night. What was the point of that?
Look, this institution has delivered a lot of money to finance terrorism, to finance illegal weaponry, to finance the building of those underground tunnels. By the way, you know, a few years ago there was a debate. The world pressured us to enable a delivery of cement into Gaza in order to build children gardens, schools, and so on. They were using this cement in order to build those underground tunnels, terror tunnels leading into Israel. So it's a very grave situation, and unfortunately, again, let me remind us, the core of the problem is that Gaza is not demilitarized, as was signed on the White House lawn. And therefore, the core of the solution, if we want something more than just an end to this round of violence, if we want to put an end, once and for all, to the suffering of both Israelis and Palestinians in Gaza on the other side of the fence. The core of the problem is also the core of the solution. The core of the solution is that Gaza will be demilitarized again.
One final question. Would you support the Palestinian Authority of President Mahmoud Abbas taking charge of Gaza? Would that alleviate your concerns? Because they're in charge of the West Bank. It's a very different situation there.
Yeah, of course, this is better than to have the Hamas. This is a terrorist organization. And the Palestinian Authority seem to be more responsible. But let's not forget it, Wolf. Gaza was delivered by Israel to Mahmoud Abbas, to the Palestinian Authority. 9 years ago, we uprooted all the Jewish settlements in Gaza. And Abu Mazen said publicly, I quote now, he said, once the Israeli occupation inside Gaza is over, once there are no Jewish settlements in Gaza, there will be no hostilities and no terror attacks, no rockets whatsoever. Since he gave us this commitment and we pull out from Gaza, and we uprooted all the Jewish settlements from Gaza, 14,900 rockets were launched so far in the last 9 years from Gaza into Israel, 2,600 only in the last 2 weeks. So it's a big question if we can really trust Abu Mazen. Still, of course, it's better not to have a terrorist organization, a terrorist regime in Gaza like Hamas or Islamic Jihad.
We got to leave it there, but you remember Hamas was elected by the Palestinians over the Fatah and the PLO leadership. There was an election.
This is bad enough that the Palestinians elected a terrorist organization to lead them. I think many of them regret this terrible mistake. By the way, it was totally inconsistent with the Oslo Accords that said clearly that no terror organization or any organization that doesn't accept Israel's existence can participate in the Palestinian parliament or government.
That's history now. Now you got to deal with
history, but it's very relevant to the sad realities on the ground.
But at that time, as you well remember, both the Israeli government and the Bush administration said Hamas could run in that election, even though Hamas did not accept Israel's right to exist. We'll discuss the history.
It's clear that this was a grave mistake, and look to the sad realities in Gaza, in contrast to the much better reality in the West Bank.
Yuval Steinitz, the Minister of Intelligence. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
More breaking news ahead. We're going to get a very different perspective from the Palestinians, the chief Palestinian.